congratulations on making it to October 2023, aka eclipse season. But the good news is we are finished with the retrogrades for now. We're finally out of Venus retrograde shadow period. Finally. Well, no, this week we will be. Finally out of Mercury retrograde shadow period. It just ended like yesterday. So we're out the woods there, but we are entering into eclipse season. Now, if you don't know anything about the eclipses, eclipses are a time or a phenomenon in astrology where there's a lot of fated events. It can be, the energy is just very, very intense, can be a little bit unpredictable and chaotic. And so typically there's a pattern or a history of things really getting shaken up, or like big fated changes and events happening during the time of eclipses. The two eclipses we have this year are in Taurus and Libra. So if you have any major placements, I would say Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, possibly Mars in any of those signs, Libra or Taurus, you can possibly expect some big or fated changes in your own life. Now, this is not necessarily good or bad. Change, it depends on your relationship to change and how you want to interpret that. But you know, some astrologers will say it's good, some astrologers say it's bad. It just depends on your relationship with change. Now, for Taurus, we know your relationship with change is not always the best, okay? So Taurus placements may have a little bit of a harder time if you are the type that does not like change, which most of you are not. Let's just be honest. But even if you don't have any Taurus or Libra planets, you can always look at your houses to see which houses you have Libra and Taurus. For the Libra placements or the Libra houses, you're more likely to have a new start, which, you know, a new window of opportunity, something new coming in. For Taurus, you may be more likely, or in the Taurus house, be letting go of something. Now, it doesn't mean physically, it can be mentally, it can be emotionally. But, you know, in October, just as like solid advice for everybody, is to just keep an open mind and be very fluid, be very flexible. Don't get too attached to any one outcome. Outcomes are always super unpredictable during the eclipses, but it's always for your highest good. I can say I've only had one eclipse so far that has really tried to take me out over the last couple years, but you will be fine. If you want extra guidance on how to navigate the eclipses, I am going to be posting on my Patreon today only. Actually, you can sign up for free on Patreon for a free trial, but I'm going to be posting on Patreon some tips about the eclipses, as well as what to expect for Libra season, the changes in going into Scorpio season, all that good stuff. But again, eclipses are a time of very fated, very strong changes that are meant to happen in your life. If nothing happens, that's great. But if something does happen, just know it was supposed to happen that way, and there's nothing that you could have done to change that, because fate is predestined. But it is your destiny to choose how you respond to said changes, or how you want to navigate those changes. Definitely recommend, you know, keeping your shadow work books handy, your inner work books handy, you know, because if you're struggling to deal with the changes or the transitions or things that are coming up, it can help to journal, it can help to write, it can help to even get some insight with your cards, you know, get some therapy going if you happen to be struggling with any of these changes. So just keep that in mind for October. You will be fine. Again, extra guidance can be found on my Patreon for all the signs coming up in October, as well as I will have some personalized guidance open on my website. Okay, that is very limited availability though. All right, so happy October, guys. You'll see more from me coming up soon. Make sure you follow, subscribe on Patreon. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. MindBodyBronx on everything.